Hello, I'm Josie, and this is the next video in the posture series. In the previous video, we were talking about hyper-kyphosis, or at the very least, for most of us, we are a little round-shouldered now, and that forward head syndrome because of looking at our mobile phones or typing away on our laptops or driving, but mostly from sedentary lifestyles. The shoulders come up and forward. That creates tension in the back of the head when we try to lift our heads up, and it creates all sorts of worlds of pain. So we really want to work at getting the shoulders back and down. We want to work at feeling those shoulder blades against the rib cage. And so this is what this video is all about today, strengthening the muscles into the middle upper back area. So we're really talking about the mid-trapezius area between the shoulder blades and the rhomboid, same sort of place. This is the area that we're going to be working on. But we're also going to stretch out. We started work on this with our mobility in the previous video, and today we're going to continue just working on stretching out through the front of the shoulder and across the chest area. That's really going to help us breathe efficiently. So if you think about it, if your shoulders are rolled forward like this, you're just breathing this little bit of area down here. If your shoulders are back, you can get a nice, if you're doing thoracic breathing, it's going to be a lot more efficient. You can get nice full breaths and increase energy and just improve generally our health. So when you're ready, you're going to be lying face down. Incidentally, you want to do the previous video first before you do this one because you want nice mobile shoulders. So lying face down, and you can have your legs just inside the width of the hips, and you can start with your forehead on the ground, and you're going to take your hands a little way away from the body. Now each time you inhale, you're going to push yourself up. So I want you to relax here. Just press down a little through the pubic bone, just to take the pressure off the lower back. And so as you inhale, you're going to push yourself up. And almost pull yourself forward a millimetre. Now if you feel that your shoulders are rolling forward, bring your hands a little bit closer. Otherwise, just get the shoulders away. And I want you to do that a few times. So each time you inhale, see if you can come up a little bit higher, but don't force it. Lengthen through the neck. And for some of you who really do struggle with hyper-kyphosis, this is going to be quite difficult for you. Keep pushing down through the pubic bone. Feel the body peeling away. And let's have two more just like that. So just adjusting the position of the hands. And one last time. Okay, now from there we're going to come to Sphinx pose. So you bring your elbows, perhaps, again, if you really are stiffened to that upper back area, you may have to have your elbows quite a way forward. Push down through the pubic bone again if you feel it in your lower back. And again, if you feel it in your lower back and you are pushing down with the pubic bone, you may need to take your arms even further forward. And I want you to just relax your upper back area. And breathe. Gradually, you're going to bring your forearms back a little bit further until in the end, your elbows will be more or less underneath your shoulders. You can always take them wider again. And you just relax here. You're going to feel all the muscles in that middle back area respond. And that shortened abdominal area at the front is going to start to lengthen. So you'll probably feel a stretch through the upper abdominals there. And you get an opening across the chest and across the front of the shoulders. So now we're going to take an exercise called diamond press, and this is really to strengthen the upper back area, middle back area. So you're going to come down, you're going to make a diamond shape with your arms. So you're going to have one hand on top of the other, and you're going to rest your forehead on your hands. And this time we inhale to prepare, and as we exhale, we lift the upper body. So press down through the pubic bone. Get the shoulders away from the ears. And as you exhale, up you come with the upper body. Make sure you don't push your head back with your hands. Inhale, come back down. If you're facing the lower back, you may be trying too hard. Or perhaps you need to push down a little bit more with your pubic bone. Make sure you don't leave the elbows behind. Some of you may struggle to get the elbows up. Try not to create tension into the shoulders. Exhale. Relax the neck area. Try not to create tension in the neck. And just keep it going like that. Take about 5 or 6 here, but you can build this to 10. This is a very good exercise for working those long, overly stretched muscles of the middle back area. So one more. Okay. And from there, just sit back into child's pose a moment and release. Just relax, take your breaks. And then lie face down again, but this time have your arms stretched out to the side. Now just push down with the tops of the feet, push down through the pubic bone, forehead on the ground, palms down to start with. And then as you exhale, you lift your arms, your upper body, but look down, and then roll your shoulders back so that your palms are facing forward, and just draw your arms back, maybe 5-10 centimetres, not too far. Inhale back down. Look down the whole time, maybe slightly forward. Now again, if you really are struggling with hyper-kyphosis, you may well find that getting your body up off the ground is a real struggle. Just practice. Staying in Sphinx pose for a few minutes each day is really going to help improve the mobility. Inhaling down. So we're just going to take 3 more. Shoulders away from the ears, feel the shoulder blades slide down the back here. Don't overdo it, just go as far as you can. Roll the shoulders back. You may not be able to roll the shoulders back very far, that's okay. And again, this is good on your foam roller. If you are struggling to get up off the ground at all, lying face down on the foam roller, you will find that you can lift the arms a little. And then you're going to release back down, and then sit back into child's pose and release. So they're all strength exercises for the mid-trapezius and the rhomboids, and that's going to help get the shoulders back and get the shoulder blades where they should be, back down against the rib cage. From there you're going to be lying down on your side. Now if you have a block, you can rest your head on a block, or you can just fold your arm and have your head resting on your arm. Knees are bent. Have your palm out. If you have a small ball, you can use a small ball, otherwise fingertips just resting on the ground. You're going to inhale as you raise the arm up, and then as you exhale, you're going to open up, and then inhale, bring the hand back up, shoulders stacked, and then exhale, bring the arm down. So now we're stretching out into the front of the shoulder, the chest, but also spine twists are very good for hyper-kyphosis. So tend to get very stiff into that long middle back area. So this is going to create some movement. Now, if you know that you have good control, you can speed that up. So you could inhale and open up, and then exhale and close it down. If you prefer to exhale and have a little bit more stability there, slow it down again. Inhale, exhale. And you can work up to 6 to 10 of these. We're just going to take one more this side. And so one last time, lifting it up, taking it wide, keep the hips quiet. This is just for the middle back area. waist up. Down you come. Okay. And from there, we'll spin round and we'll do the same on the other side. Again, a block if you prefer. Knees are bent for stability. Fingers just resting on the ground. Engage your core. And then keeping the lower body quiet, inhale up. And as you exhale, open up. So make sure you don't lose your balance there. Use the core muscles to maintain pelvic stability. And down we come. Again, if you prefer to speed it up, go ahead. I prefer to do everything a lot more slowly so I can really connect mind and body. And I prefer to exhale anywhere where I need that extra support and stability. And we're just going to take 3 more just like that. So be aware of the stretch, don't overdo it. And see how that feels for that little back area. So if you're resting on a block instantly, you want to have the majority of the block behind you so that when you roll back, your head is still supported by the block. Out you go. And we're just going to take 1 more. So coming up and smoothly down. And release. Okay, from there, just come up. You can sit in easy cross-legged. I'm going to kneel. I'm quite comfortable kneeling. Some of you definitely won't be. You can sit in easy cross-legged. You can sit with your legs stretched out. Sit yourself up on a block. You can even sit up on a chair. So I just want to look at a couple of stretches to finish with. So raise one arm up and dangle it down between the shoulder blades. Bring your chin towards your chest for a moment. Now, if you are particularly tight into the triceps area, you can ease back from here, or you can ease back from here and just gently press your head. So the more length we have in muscles all around the shoulder area, the more mobility we're going to have and the more freedom of movement we're going to have. Now some of you may be able to reach up behind, but you do have to take care of these shoulder muscles right here. So you have some deep rotator cuff muscles, and they're very easy to damage and they're very difficult to repair. So please do always take care, keep it safe. And let's try the other side. So you raise the arm up, you dangle it down between the shoulder blades. You can ease it back from here, or you can ease it back from here. Now at the same time, you're going to find this pushing your head forward, so stretch your head back. And if you can't do that, this is your position. And you're probably going to find by now that your chest is sticking out, you've hollowed out into your lower back. Just pull back a little. Use your core muscles. Okay, and then from there, release. And I want you to take your head down to one shoulder, and then you can take your hand and just encourage a little bit more length. And you can hold that for as long as you like, and you can do this as often as you like during the day. Just keep the shoulder down. And then coming back up, let's take the head down to the other shoulder. And do it gently. Take your time, getting into position. Smoothly. And then coming back up to the top. And then bring the chin down to the chest and see how that feels. So that forward head posture really does create a lot of tension where the cervical spine meets the skull, and you want to get lots and lots of length here. And if you are tight into that upper back neck area, you're probably going to feel this radiating out across your shoulders and down your back. And bring your head back up to the top now, really lengthen down, and then take your head down to one side, and then I want you to let your head roll from one side. You might feel lots of crunching going on. You don't have to let your head drop back, by the way. And you can do that one more time, each side. So exhaling as you take your head down across the chest. Inhaling as you come up, and then let's bring the head back to the centre. Okay. So one last stretch would be to interlace your fingers behind your back. And then don't straighten your arms, just draw your elbows back. Because if you are hyper-kyphotic, you're going to be very, very tight across the chest and the front of the shoulders, and you can end up pulling a few muscles here. So as I say, they're very difficult muscles to repair. You use your arms all of the time, you can hardly rest. And then if you are able to, you can look at lengthening. If you can get your arms completely straight and your palms together, you probably don't need to be doing these exercises too often. And release. Okay, and then shake it out, and you can do those exercises on top of anything else that you're doing to really start to open up the chest area. And as I say, it just improves your health no end, no more headaches, no more shoulder pain, and lots more energy. You're going to be breathing efficiently, and it just feels really good, and your posture will really start to improve.